Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl Stubbs, and welcome to another episode of the Stubbs Show. I was sitting here looking through and going through my newest read from a previous guest, Mr. Tom Lenoble, and this book is a really good read. I actually have to bring him back on the show to talk more about this book because if you're having a problem with identity or fitting in, finding yourself, business, and so much more. And it's not just about the business side of you, it's about all parts of you. He goes from living in a shack to telling his story of how he became the man and the person that he is on today. So the name of this book is called Business Suits, My Life in Business Suits, Hospital Gowns, and High Heels. This is a good read, you guys. Check this out. But yet again, welcome to the Stubb Show. I hope you guys had a lovely day. I hope that you are feeling good. I hope that you are ready for a good show. Tonight's show is all about healing those past traumas, acknowledging what those traumas are. And my guests on tonight are going to be telling their testimonies about some of the past trauma that they have went through and how they made it through. I'm telling you, life isn't easy. Yeah, I just put up a post today that said, I don't know who this is for, but do not allow life to isolate you. Call some of those good friends, call those family members, talk to them, connect, get out, do something. Because what tends to happen is we go through problems and issues in life and we allow those problems to isolate us. We start getting prideful, our ego kick in, and we start saying things like, I don't need nobody, or I could do this by myself, or I'm sick of this. And you just sit in your pain and your problems. And all that does is make things worse. So on tonight's show, I hope that you take in and receive what you need to receive so that you can start your healing process, so that you can understand that those traumas and the trials and the tribulations that you have been through have just been a part of your journey to give you strength to make you who you are on today. And once again, we weren't created to do life alone. Get up out of that attitude, get up out the house, and get with some people and do something. You deserve it. Isolating yourself only gonna make you go crazier. But let's go ahead and kick this show off because it's not about me. It's about my guests, and I want to make sure you get what you need on tonight. So let's kick things off. Welcome to the Stubb Show. Please note that the views and opinions expressed by our guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect those of the Stubb Show, its hosts, sponsors, or affiliates. Our platform welcomes guests from diverse cultures, backgrounds, and perspectives from around the world. The content shared is intended for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only. Thank you for joining us as we engage in respectful conversations and celebrate the power of diverse voices and experiences. All right, you guys, welcome back to the Stubb Show. Now is that time to go ahead and share, start reposting this show on your page to let people know, hey, the Stubb Show is on, and then listen in so that you can comment. We will definitely try to bring up your comments and your questions on the screen and get to them if time permits and when time permits. Yep, once again, I thank you guys for joining me each and every week, especially on Mondays, as I come on weekly at 7 p.m. to bring you guys a new discussion to enhance your life. I see that one of my special guests are in the back studio. So I'm going to get ready to introduce her to you guys so that we can get this interview started, this open conversation, and we're just going to let things flow. So my first guest that I'm getting ready to introduce to the stage, to the virtual Stub Show stage, is author Danielle Battle. And I need to, here we go, find her intro so that I can put that up for you guys. Here it is. Let's go.
Welcome, Alexis Battle. She is an incredible woman whose story is a powerful reminder that our greatest setbacks don't have to determine our future. She is the author of Grace After the Wreck, founder of Ascend, speaker, entrepreneur, and woman of unwavering faith. In January 2024, Alexis survived a devastating car accident that left her with life threatening injuries and a long road to recovery. But instead of allowing tragedy to define her, she turned her pain into purpose. As a single mother, business owner, and author, Alexis has become a source of hope and encouragement for people navigating life's unexpected challenges. Through her testimony, she reminds us that healing is emotional, mental, spiritual, and physical, and that God's grace is often revealed in our darkest moments. Help me to welcome Miss Battle to the Stub Show.
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for having me.
I was saying welcome, welcome, welcome. I always forget to cut my mic back on after those introductions. Welcome to the Stub Show. How are you doing today?
I'm all right. I'm blessed. I can't complain. How are you?
I'm good. You know what? As the introduction came on, I had to get in my phone and look, and I'm like, okay, Alexis, but then I had Danielle, and I had two different ones. And I'm gonna tell you what happened. I know what happened. Facebook versus the name on the book,
You
and
got
it's
it.
two different ones. So, yeah, excuse me for that. Which one do you want to go by tonight?
I could go by Danielle. That's my name.
Danielle. Okay, so I don't know. Girl, it's the thing. So Danielle, I do apologize for that
Mm,
mix up. But welcome to the Sub Show. I thank you for joining
Thank you for
to tell
having
your
me.
testimony to our audience and just be open and have this open discussion because you didn't have to. So I thank you for that.
No problem. Thank you for having me. I thank you for the opportunity. So
Yes, yes, yes. So
we
I
could
am
vibe
cool.
out.
Hmm.
I said we could definitely vibe out.
Yeah. Okay, because I'm waiting for my other guest to chime in, but I'm not sure if she is or not. So I'm like, let's go, let's make it happen. So I'm pulling up the information that I need, and for some reason it is not coming up. But here we go. Let's get it started. First of all, let's talk about what happened in 2024. Your life changed after a devastating car accident. Can you walk us through what happened on that day? And first of all, let's start there. Take us to that day in 2024 in January.
So that day, January the 12th, 2024, I was out the night before, partying, doing what we like to do. Everybody like to drink, everybody like to smoke, do drugs, all of that. And so that night before, I just knew that I was tired. There becomes a time where you are just tired. And so the next morning, I woke up to get ready for work and I felt terrible. And I just said a prayer like, God, you have tried everything to stop me from drinking. You have tried everything I have done, the classes I had done, been in jail, everything behind it. And I just could not stop. It was the only way that I could numb myself. And so little did I know, it went from my mouth to God's ears. And later on that night, I went out with my homegirl. We go on grocery shopping at the time. And or last thing I remember is we was at Applebee's. I don't remember anything else after that at all. Next thing I remember is her calling my name, like, Danielle, 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 get up. And I'm like, I can't. Like, I think my leg is broke. I don't know. And I'm in the middle of a field at this point. I don't know where I'm at or anything. I just hear a bunch of people coming and talking and screaming and everything. And so um, I get to the hospital, and at this point, they're just like, you're lucky to be alive. Because apparently I didn't have on a seatbelt. My car flipped like 7 times. I went out the sunroof of my vehicle, and at the time I had a Lexus US 300, and I went out the sunroof. And so that was the day that I knew my life was going to be changed forever, literally.
Oh, yeah, wow. You went in. You really gave us a description of what happened. And it's a miracle that you're still alive. And like you said, you woke up and you were in the middle of a field, not remember you went to Applebee's. That was the last thing you remembered.
Yes.
Yeah, and to hear you say from my mouth to God's ears, I'm pretty sure if you knew that was going to happen, you wouldn't wanted that to happen. But after that experience, you took it as a different perspective versus taking it and laying down in that grief of it. So there was power just in that statement alone. You know, since that day, how has your life changed?
I still have a lot of injuries. Um, I got rods and screws in my body. I'm not able to do the work that I used to be able to do. Um, it's definitely changed a lot. I haven't had a drink in 3 years now. I left everything alone, left those people alone, changed my life around completely. I go to church daily. I mean, not daily, but every Sunday I try to keep my connection with God because I know at the end of the day, there was a chance where I would not be sitting here having this conversation with you to even help someone else that's in that moment and just is just trying to numb their self constantly. When you constantly trying to numb yourself, after a while, you'll get tired. You'll get tired because you can't get any higher and you can't get any drunker. There's nothing else that you can do but actually face your reality and chase, and not even chase, but face those demons that you're battling head on.
I'm glad that you brought that up because, like you said, we haven't went to what happened before that car accident, but you're basically telling us you were trying to numb some things, which led to the drinking, which led to you not knowing how to stop yourself. But from your words to the universe and God, He heard it and He found a way, and you're able to speak on it the way that you are now. You suffered life-threatening injuries. During your recovery, what were some of the emotional battles that people couldn't see?
Not being able to take care of my kids,
Hmm.
being stuck in a bed when they told me I wouldn't walk for 8 months because at this point I had broke my pelvis, I shattered my pelvis, I had broke my leg, I had busted my bladder, I had just regular other cuts and stuff, but not being able to tend to my children. At the time, I had a 1 year old, a 7 year old, and a 17 year old. This happened 2 days after my daughter's 17th birthday. Yep. So it was rough to not, especially coming from somebody that suffers from depression, anxiety real bad,
Yeah.
that I'm always want to be in control. Um, I really had to sit back and allow God to like really work on me and allow myself to know that I got to trust this process. I got to accept the help and just know that there's a purpose on my life. that I'm gonna get through this. This ain't the end of your story. Cause if it was, you would have left. But I'm
That
still here.
Yes, still here, sis. You still
Yes,
here. There is a purpose. You are in your purpose right now.
yes.
Standing in your purpose and being able to talk and tell it to other people. And I know not being able to um be a mom and get up and do what you want for your children, that was emotional and mental, a emotional and mental breakdown. But to see you
Mhm.
pull out, man, this is deep tonight. I supposed to stay on protocol, but now I'm jumping into something else. As you were going through the process, what was that moment that said start writing? What happened to say now is write this, put this out? What was that push?
Um, Honestly, I had met someone and they were like, your story is real interesting and you need to tell somebody about it. Like, cause you're not supposed to be here. And so I took it and I'm like, okay, I'll start trying to tell my story. Cause at the time I'm still like afraid. I'm still had like this fear of me actually telling what my issues were. And so after he told me that, I had started making like little TikTok videos showing like, okay, you can still rebuild after this. You can still push. And then someone else had told me like, you should really tell your testimony because your testimony is very powerful. And at the time I had started like walking constantly just to like clear my mind, exercise, and get my mental back together. And one day I was just like, Lord, if it's meant for me to write this book, show me a bird, show me a red bird, and show me my dream truck, right? And I promise you, like I said, I don't know if I got the Lord's main number, the universe main number, somebody main line number. Before I knew it, a bird went by, a truck had went by, same color I wanted. And I was like, all right, God, I'm gonna lock in. And and that's what I did. Mind you, I had not a dime in my pocket. I literally created this book with nothing but the resources that the Lord had sent me.
Yeah, you took that leap of faith. You took
Yeah,
that leap of faith, and because of that leap of faith, I mean, look where we are on today. Let me ask
yes.
you, as you realize who you are, your purpose, and you growing more into it,
Mhm.
and who you are, and what you to do on this earth. As you look back before the car accident, were things the same? Were your ambitions and goals the same as they are on today?
No, absolutely not. At that time, I was just surviving. I was literally just surviving. I was a functional alcoholic. I just wanted to make sure that my kids were taken care of. I didn't know if I was coming or going some days. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I didn't know what my purpose was. I was always creative. I always loved to do computers. I love stories. I love to read. But I never saw me as being an author. Like, I used to joke about it, like, okay, I'm gonna tell my story one day. It might be juicy to people, but I never knew that this would be the story that I would have to tell. So, but I am glad that I'm telling it though, because it's very healing and therapeutic for me.
You know what? I want to capture people while they're on right now. Let them know the name of the book and where they can purchase it at.
The book is called Grace After the Wreck. You can grab it now on Amazon. The link is in my bio on Facebook. On Facebook, you can find me under Alexis Battle. The link is there. On Instagram, you can find me under the Design Heiress or Danielle. Um, TikTok, same thing. Miss Made It on TikTok or the Design Heiress. Those are my Design Heiress is my business page. My personal page is Miss Made It, but it's in my link, is in the bio. Y'all could grab it. You could DM me. I could send you a personal signed copy. But yeah, and the people that I've given the book to, and a lot of people that have purchased the book have told me that it has really inspired them. I have people all over the world literally inboxing me about it and saying how good it has helped them. So my whole purpose of me writing this was to, if I could just save one person, or if I can just help one person get through whatever that they're going through, then my job is done. And I'm content. It's not about making millions or none of that. It's about being able to help someone else get through something that I never thought that I would be able to get through.
I love it. You guys, make sure you get your copy. And like you said, look at you helping people all over the world. If you were stuck in that mess, you wouldn't be blessed to be able to do.
Girl, I'm so glad for the growth. Do you hear me?
You know,
Ooh.
we jump right into your interview. I forgot to ask, where are you tuning in from? Where are you joining us in from? Where you
I
joining
am
us?
in North Carolina, a little old town called Tarboro.
I heard of Tarboro.
For
Okay.
real?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, that's where I live now.
Well,
But
I thank you for joining us from
yeah.
Tarboro because you have a story that is now helping people from all over the world. And I was going to ask you, what do you want people to take from the book? But we heard you say some of those things. If you can help one person, that's enough for you. But we're getting ready to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Just hold on for me. You guys, it's such a blessing to hear that testimony and understand that you can go through some tragic things in life, and either you can sit in it and get worse and do nothing, or you can get up and understand that you went through it for a reason. People don't survive tragic moments like that just because there's something behind it. And to hear her speak about her ambitions and dreams before the car accident versus afterwards, it's amazing. That's why I never judge people when they go through certain situations, because you just never know what the universe is preparing for their future. But you're logged into the Stuff Show. We're getting ready to take a quick break, and then we will be right back with my guest, and then we have another guest coming on, and then I'm gonna see if I can bring these women on together to talk and just get you to take your leap of faith for what you need to do. And if you're one of those people who had a tragic moment like that and you're sitting on a couch, push yourself, do what you need to do, because you never know what the future holds. So let me get this commercial up for you guys, this quick break, and then we're going to come right back. But that was good. That was really good. I am amazed. You know how they say you don't look like, I don't look like what I've been through. Now some people be just abusing that, saying that, and it's like, well, you ain't really been through nothing. Nah, she been through some stuff, literally through the roof, through the window, wherever she went through it. That was, I'm telling you. Let's take this break. Let's take this break.
Is it time to get your fluffy, scruffy pet's hair done? Look no further. Pooch Styles Pet Grooming, in operation for 14 years in the Forestville, Maryland area, is ready to serve you. Give us a call at 301-456-7081. 301-456-7081. We're looking forward to servicing you and your furry loved one.
Hello, this is Angel Y, owner of Home Helpers of Wardolph, Maryland. Are you in the Southern Maryland region and in need of non-medical in-home care? Well, maybe we can assist you. Some of the services that we provide are assisting with bathing, medication reminders, companion care, and so much more. Check out our website to see all the wonderful ways that we can assist you at www.homehelpershomecareofwardolphmaryland.com. We also are providers for our veterans. I look forward to hearing from you.
Mount Calvary Baptist Church of Lanham invites you to participate in their shoe drive.
Join their shoe drive and make a difference. This June 15th through August the 15th, they are taking donations of gently worn, used, or new shoes you no longer need. Give them a second life by donating to their shoe drive. For more information, make sure you contact 301 577 4882. They're at the Four Corners International Mission Inc., 5120 Whitfield Chapel Road, Lanham, Maryland. All right, where are all my people 55 and older living in the Philadelphia area? RB Wellness Center presents Revive and Thrive. That's right, this class is for adults 55 and older. It's a $15 per class, 1 hour event starting at 10 a.m. and I believe tea and fruit are included. So if you live in the Philadelphia area and you're 55 and older and you're looking to build strength, balance, and confidence, make sure you contact them on this flyer so that you can sign up. The starting date is Wednesday, July 8th. So they started last week, and the number you should contact is 267-310-1382. Okay, Washington, D.C. residents, this next event is for you. The annual Chuck Brown Day is coming up on Saturday, August the 22nd, and it will be taking place at Fort DuPont Park. This is part of the DPR summer events. So for more information, you can actually go to dprevents.com or chuckbrownday.com. I look forward to seeing y'all there. Y'all know we have a good time at Fort DuPont Park.
All right, you guys, welcome back to the Stub Show. I hope you enjoyed that brief break. Remember, if you would like to become a guest on the show or have your commercial play, also I'm looking for some music. I need some music videos to end the show. You can just email me at thelofnetwork@gmail.com. Before we left, I was talking to my special guest, author Danielle Battle, about her testimony. We tonight's show is all about trauma and how to deal with trauma. And I was going to say traumatic testimony, but it really wasn't, because everything happens for a reason. And I want to bring her back to the show because I want to talk with her before we move on to my next guest about, there we go. Welcome back. Welcome back. I want to talk to her more about Grace After the Wreck, which is her book. And we'll make sure you get information to get connected with her so you can get your copy. We were talking about when you started writing a book, how you got the message. You said something out to you, speaking to that universe, need to ask for $1 million. Okay. Can you ask for
I be trying. I be trying.
Can you ask for $1 million for me too? I want $1 million too. We just throw that out there tonight so we can do that. But you talking to the universe has pushed you to take different leaps of faith and just understand that things happen in life and change your perspective. So is there one chapter or part in your book, in Grace After the Wreck, that was hard for you to write?
Telling my past life. Like the
Why that?
first chapter where I speak about how I just wanted to fit in as a kid. Like I just wanted to be a part of the it crowd so bad that I allowed myself to be swayed at an early age into different things that I knew it wasn't for me. But hey, the cool kids is doing this, so I'm going over here with the cool kids. I was the only child. I have an older brother, but he's like 17 years older than me. I was a baby. So I chose the streets. And the streets don't love nobody. But you end up learning it after a while when you go through stuff and you've been down so many different paths. You get tired of the hamster wheel. You get tired of the hamster wheel. It's like, okay, when do we jump off the hamster wheel? And now I'm at a season in my life where the hamster wheel is not even an option. It's not an option anymore.
Yeah, that was well put. Yeah. And I think that I don't know why it's so hard for us to talk about our past. Is it because it's acknowledgement, you think?
Probably. Take, or even not even that. Maybe it's taking accountability
Mm,
for your own self. Because at
yeah.
some point in life, you really have to take accountability for everything that you've been through because you're only going to go through what you allow yourself to go through.
And you know what? Not even just acknowledgement. What I meant to say is admittance, and then, like you said, accountability, but admitting, because for many years we'll push something back and say that didn't happen. Well, I don't know how we push it all the way to the back of our brains, but we will push it back there, and
And
somehow
that
we begin
subconscious
to
so
believe
bad.
that it didn't happen. Yeah. I did have a final question for you, but if you don't mind holding on while I speak with my other guests, I'll bring you both back on for some final questions and we can all talk together.
Sure. Yes, no problem. I ain't
Thank
going
you.
nowhere.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, you guys, I'm getting ready to welcome my next guest to the stage, Miss Harriette Patrick. Y'all see, the thing is, me and names, and I think it's Barron. But if I'm wrong, she's going to correct me when I bring her on. But I'm getting ready to bring her to the stage because she has another deep story. And once again, the show was a leap of faith. And when I was going through who to put with who, or can I double up the interviews, and I saw this, I said, boom, I'm gonna put them together, and this is going to work out well. So I'm going to get ready to introduce my next guest to the show. You guys, this is a perfect time for you to comment, post, reshare throughout the week. If you're coming to watch the replays, don't forget to reshare this on your page, because the purpose is to help people. That's what we are here to go through stuff. Not saying you want to go through something, but you are to share your testimony. Churches used to do it. They don't do it as much, but Stub Show got you. Let's get ready to welcome my next guest to the show.
Welcome an extraordinary woman whose life is a remarkable testament to resilience, healing, and the unwavering power of faith. Joining us is Miss Harriette Patrick Barron, an accomplished author, motivational speaker, and advocate for hope, whose mission is to help others discover that even life's deepest wounds can become the foundation for a greater purpose. Harriet has courageously overcome unimaginable trials, including surviving kidnapping and sexual assault, years of infertility, and the heartbreaking loss of her first child. Rather than allowing those experiences to define her, she has used her faith in God to transform pain into purpose through her books, speaking, and more than 18 years of serving others in human services. Help me to welcome her to the Stubbs Show.
Thank you. You better come on through here, Harriet. I'm telling you.
That's a lot.
Your name already says a lot. Now, as I was listening, I said, Harriet, you better come on through.
Yeah.
How are you doing? Welcome to the Stub Show.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm so happy to be here.
Yes, I saw you in the back studio when my guest was on, just nodding your head and shaking and smiling. I said, now we got to get this other testimony on. Now, can you pronounce your last name for us and make sure I pronounce it properly?
You're right. It's Barron.
Okay, good. I did a good job, Baron. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. That wasn't, my favorite subject in school, English nor math, but I will count my money.
All
And when
right.
it so where are you joining us in from? What state?
From Texas.
Okay, Texas. I bet it's just as hot there as it is here.
You will die. Cook the sun like the fried chicken. Yes.
Well, let's get ready to get into your interview on today. Are you ready for that?
Yes.
Okay, so one of the first things that stood out and stand out when entering onto your website is the statement at the top that reads, use your pain as a stepping stone and not as your burial ground. Can you elaborate more on that?
Yes. And that came from a dream I had had. After I was going through a situation and I was just down below. And in this dream, someone threw me, as weirdly as it sounds, some big rocks, big stones. And I began to step upward on these stones. And that's how I came out of that pit. And so I got that thought that whatever you've been through, it can bury you, or you can use it to say, you know what, I went through that. I learned from that. It's like you're just gaining badges like they do in the military. Every time they come through a training, they get some kind of medal or something. And so I feel like life is like that when you come through a trial, through chaos, through trauma, and you come through better and not bitter, then you get like a life medal. Like, okay, I learned from that. Use it to step up. Don't let it bury you and destroy you.
Yeah, because it can.
Oh
It
yeah.
can only if you allow it to, like
Yeah.
you said, only if you allow it to. Now you have a story, and you know I'm on these platforms, and sometimes they want to get you for certain words and certain things, but I think I could say abbreviated as SA, and most
Yeah.
people would know
Hmm.
what I'm talking about. So you have courageously shared that you survived both kidnapping and SA.
Hmm.
What made you decide to share those stories with the world?
I call myself the accidental author because I did not plan to share that with anyone. Through it, it was very traumatic. It took me years to get through that. And the funny thing is, when I thought I was over it, dealt with it, I got married. And when I tell you, my husband, my brand handsome husband, called me a name that the man who kidnapped me called me. And I went off. And he was like, baby, what is wrong? What did I say? And I realized by my reaction, oh, I got some more healing to do. I thought I was over that, but oh, I need to back and deal with that a little more. So I had taken a writing class and I got my bachelor's in sociology, but I went back to school for something else some years later. We had a writing assignment. I was going to write about something else, but I believe God put up on my heart, no, you shared that story. I'm like, I'm not telling anybody about this. And I wrote 2-page paper about what happened and how I was working through it. And as a matter of fact, when I was reading my paper, I had my head down, I had the paper over my face. I was so ashamed to read my story. And when I read it, my classroom was dead silence, full of women, might I add. And I heard people crying and weeping. And I was like, oh my God, what did I say? And I just wanted to leave, but I sat there after class. About 10 women came up to me and said, how did you know? How did you know? My daughter just told me last night she was S8 and I didn't know what to do until I heard your story. At least 10 women came up to me after class that had never talked about it, never dealt with it. And that's when I knew, okay, this is probably a book so I can help more people. And that's when I wrote my first book.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to the essay, this I think I can say it for you too. They say all types of stuff, you know. Okay, the sexual assault and the kidnapping, did that happen around the same time and the same age? Did they go together, or were they
Yes,
two separate incidents? So can you take us back to that day and tell us a little bit?
absolutely. The same horrible. My senior year in college, I had just won a beauty pageant the year before, and I went to summer school. I'm trying to get done early, not too much early, but I'm trying to graduate on time and get everything done. And here's the thing, and I talk about this in my book: not ignoring. Uh, People call it intuition. I call it God, the inward witness, where you feel like maybe you shouldn't do something, maybe something is a bit off. And that summer, I had just felt like, maybe I shouldn't go. But I, overrode it. I'm like, no, I need to finish. So that's the first thing. And went to the end of summer school. This young man befriended me. I'm just minding my own business. And one of my quotes in my book is sometimes we get caught in the madness of other people. Now I'm minding my own business, not bothering anyone. And this young man comes and befriends me. And here I am now brought into his world. He invited himself to go to church with me and to take me out to dinner. I never felt any red flags. I never felt in danger. And I'm like, okay, well, it must not be too bad. He's not threatening, but he's inviting himself to church with me. I thought I was being safe. And I also say this, we teach our little girls don't ride with strangers, but how many of us big girls will ride with a friend or a friend of a friend or a friend's brother? So I called myself being safe. We met at a mutual location. I did not tell him where I lived, went to church, and I did not know he had been watching me for months. I didn't know that I was being stalked by this young man, had no idea. Same event. And so went to church, through the store, went out to eat. He did nothing inappropriate, no red flags, great conversation. Well, it's time to take me home because I had finals. And so I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go home. He's like, okay, okay. And we kept driving. And next thing I know, we're getting farther and farther out of town. And it's really dark. And so then my flags were like, beep, 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 beep. And this is when I knew I was in trouble, is when we pulled over at a gas station. And he had some problems too, because he said, I want to show you how to defend yourself if someone ever tries to attack you. I'm thinking, I've never been attacked. Why would this happen? And as the night progressed, I said, okay, I'm really ready to go home. I need you to take me home right now. Okay, I'm taking you home. And instead, next thing I know, I went past an airport in the dark, this long, dark road. And when I tell you, when I was going down that long, dark road with no one around, I knew that I was not going to come out of it. And soon as the car parked, when he got out and went in the trunk and got a gun and held it to the back of my head, he said, I'm going to rape you. I'm going to SA you, kill you, and throw your body in the ditch. He said,
Oh my God.
You're way too beautiful. I'm going to burn you up and they won't recognize you. And I sat there and I prayed, and I'm a pastor's daughter. So when I tell you I know how to pray, I know how to pray. I got down with it. And I was like, Lord, look, I'm in a situation. I need you to rescue me. And so I just began to pray quietly. And the night progressed. And I would love to say this great light came out of heaven and angels came, and I was, I ran out and I escaped. But that's not my story. I was SA'd. I was held at gunpoint for 8 hours, threatened to lose my life. And the strange part of, after all that, now he had planned to kill me. The gun was literally at my head and my eyes were closed. And I thought, I just hope I'm not a vegetable. I hope I'm dead so that I don't have to be laying up like that. And so things changed. And all of a sudden he said, you know what? I was going to kill you, but I'm not going to. That right there was God. Because
I took the words right on up out my mouth.
Yes, because the gun that was now in my head, he went back to his trunk and put in the trunk. He took me straight to my dorm room. I never showed him where I lived. We never met there. And I realized he knew where I lived all along. So that was what happened with that. I was able to walk away thanks to the grace of God. I was able to call my best friend and take me to the hospital. And when I tell you these kind of testimonies help other people, because I would have known what to do. I wouldn't have known, don't take a shower after that happened. Call the police. I wouldn't have known to do those things if I had never heard other women talking about their experience. So these things help other people, help women and men who haven't went through this yet. God forbid if they do, but if you do, at least you have some tools to know. God forbid if this ever happens to me, now I know what to do. And so God brought me out of this situation, and it was a long recovery. It was a long recovery.
Yeah, I bet. I want to ask, did he ever get caught?
You know, when I the police came up to the hospital and did all what they do, the whole exam. I know how horrible that is, how embarrassing. And they went to his house, and it was his word against mine. And this is the strange thing about not having representation in the court system. We went to court, and I gave my statement. My attorney, who was court appointed, quit. They lost my records. I never got any justice. He got 10 years of probation. And that's pretty much what happened. I'm one of those people who would love to, see on TV, the victim gets justice, and I didn't get that justice. And so that led me on a whole nother journey of having to forgive this person so I don't get bitter and angry And I just
Yeah,
thought of
yeah,
that.
and feel a certain
Right.
way, and which leads
Right.
me to ask: did you ever blame yourself after that? Like, did you feel like it was your fault?
I went through that self blame, and then I had to make peace with that because I had flags. And so what I did, instead of blaming myself, I went back and realized every instance where I like, okay, God was trying to protect me here. Okay, this was the warning, but I didn't get it. Oh, I disregarded this. So I went through that. I went through the self blame, but also beyond blaming myself, I took those signals and I taught other young ladies how to identify. If you get that gut feeling, do not ignore it. Uh, don't ride with a friend of a friend. Don't ride with strangers. As big girls, we ride sometimes hitchhiking. We trying to get somewhere. Oh, this is my brother's friend. As young ladies, we find ourselves in all kinds of situations. And maybe you put yourself there. Maybe you found yourself in a situation that you just didn't plan to be in. However it happened, this is where we're dealing with right now. And so I did blame myself, but I turned that around to say, okay, let me go back and think about every bad feeling I had every time I ignored that. And I took that and I taught other young ladies, this is what happened to me. Don't ignore that. If you're in a situation, don't ignore that feeling. So I was able to turn it
Yeah,
around. Elder.
and I'm glad that you did. And like you said, you can't take the blame. Many times we ignore our gut feeling,
Mm-hmm.
especially as women when we are in new relationships, we're dating someone, or if alcohol or anything is involved, we just become trustworthy of people so soon. And not to bring up, you said you was a PK child, kid. I grew up going to church too, so our world is a little more protected. And then when we go out into this new world, it's a lot to learn, and so many times when you have the church kids versus the street kids, or the kids that's out there, they know a little more than the church kids. So you go out, so you can't really blame yourself. But my next question is, after the assault, what was the hardest part of recovery? The physical, emotional, or the spiritual?
What to me, it's an even tie. It's a three-way tie because I proceeded. The physical is I became obsessed, thought I was pregnant, and I literally gained about 60 pounds. I stopped wearing makeup. I stopped doing my hair. I began to, some people cut themselves because of inward pain. I didn't cut myself, but I began to just pop my wrist with rubber bands. I began to take nails and just stab my skin, just wanting to feel something because I felt so numb. And so I went through the physical pain. I didn't want anybody to look at me. I was just hiding. And then the PTSD, post traumatic stress disorder, the nightmares, the terrors. I had all that going on. And the spiritual, I never lost my love for God because I realized that God strengthened me through it to deal with all this. I just wish I would have had the mental health help from humans. I knew I had God on my side, but I needed to talk to a physical counselor. And I never was offered counseling service by anybody. So my parents, they didn't know what to do. And so literally I had to struggle through this all alone, me and God, and cry it out. And I had to do all that all alone. So that was a very troubling time that I came through it, but it was very rough, no support.
And it's unfortunate that in many Black and Brown communities, when the children go through things of this sort, not just children, but young teens and young adults and women, period, the resources aren't available for us to get the help and the support that we need to recover properly. So many people, like I said, just push pain and grief and things to the back and say, hey, I'm just going to stuff this along this way and let it be what it's going to be. So, that's something that we need to discuss more, and fix,
Yes.
because it's happening to sexual assault is happening to a lot of children, a lot of young girls, in homes, and it's usually happening with someone that they know or befriended or got close to, and they don't know who to go to, and if they do, what help are they getting other than, okay, we're sorry this happened. We get ready to take a break, and then we come back. First of all, let the people know how to connect with you before we take a break.
You can catch me on my website at www.harriettepatrickbarron.com. You can just Google Harriette Patrick Barron. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and I'm available. I love to talk. I love to answer questions. Love to pray with people. So, man, whatever you got going on, let's just deal with it. Let's get some help for you.
I love it. No matter what you got going on, let's just deal with it. Not let's consult about it. Let's try to figure out. No, let's just go ahead and deal with it
Yeah.
head on, and get it over with. No more playing. We get ready to take a quick break, you guys, and then I'm going to come back on and bring both my guests on, because I'm not finished the discussion. I want to go ahead and let them just, fill in and ask a few more questions, maybe 2 or 3 more questions together, and we're just going to have an open discussion about grief, trauma, trials, tribulations. Those T's, those some big T's. Yeah. So we're going to help you get through some things. How the T's just keep popping up. How about that? You guys remember, if you have any comments, encouragement, words, anything you would like to say, you can put it in the comment section. But we're getting ready to take a break. Remember, go subscribe to the YouTube page. Make sure you subscribe at the Stub Show. You can Google, and make sure you get all my guest information so that you can have them on. And I had this. Let's get ready to put this commercial on here. I'll be right back. I won't take long, you guys. We're gonna come right back so we get ready to end this show for tonight.
A documentary I once watched where some place over in Eastern Europe, and they had empty cells, and the woman said that's because we work on rehabilitation from day one. So if we start doing that in this country, we won't have the highest incarcerated population in the world. We'll have the highest.
Hello, this is TW Wedding Officiant. Let's make it official. Contact us today. Today. Contact us today.
You guys, hope you enjoyed that brief break. I'm gonna go ahead and bring my guests back on. Now, this is something new for me, so let me see how I can work this really quick. How I do this. Let's see. Let's see if I get everybody up here to get. Let me unmute everybody, mics. It works like magic. We all up here. I just love what's going on tonight. So, hey, ladies, meet each other.
Hi.
Danielle, meet Harriette. Harriette, meet Danielle.
Yes,
Thank
nice
you
to meet
guys.
you.
Yes, thank you guys for joining. So I wanted to bring you both on, just to, ask a few more questions before we, let go of the show. With both of you women being, are you a mom, Harriet? I know you
I
lost a child, but we
Yes.
didn't get into that one, but we can. Okay, great, great. So with you both being moms, and experiencing some pretty tragic situations, and especially being Black women, why do you think that so many women, and my light done messed up on me, there we go. Why do you think that so many women, especially Black women, hold in their grief and their pain and don't release it? And whoever wants to go first, jump in there, and then, follow up. We'll just have open discussion about that.
Well, I think we're taught as Black women to be strong, You got to be
Hmm.
a strong black woman. You got to hold it together. And the truth is, we've had to hold it together. We've had to be strong when we didn't want to be strong. We've had to get out there in front when we didn't want to get out there in front. So our mothers put that in us partly for survival because they went through stuff, and I think they were trying to teach us how to survive and be strong, but they didn't come with the other part, which is also how to be vulnerable when needed. Because sometimes, you know what, and I say this in my book, I had a time where, after my child died, I was like, I'm not trying to be strong for anybody else. When my father passed away, he was a pastor. So we were the first family of the church. We had to be strong for the members. Honey, when they put that tiny little casket in the ground, when I tell you I screamed, I hollered, I rolled, I did not care. For the first time, I felt complete freedom to let it go. And whoever seen it, because this was my first child. I waited 10 years to have a child. And then before Mother's Day, I give birth and she's, as they say, born sleeping, which is a beautiful, beautiful term for a child that's passed away. Honey, I didn't care about anything. I just let it go. For the first time, I felt free to just not be strong. I had nobody to be strong. I needed to be strong for me at that time. And we have to do it.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that you say that because me and you have so, with you just saying that you lost a child and your child was sleeping, I lost one and she was sleeping also. And so that happened to me in 2014. And at the time, that's when I started even drinking even heavier because you're trying to numb that pain. And so, as Black women, like she said, we're trained to be strong. We are trained to be hold everything together. You got to put that face, you got to wipe your tears, put that face on, and still be mommy at the end of the day and still be present for everyone else that is around you at the time, also. And so, you just learn how to just put your cape on and you just keep going and you keep going. But it's not healthy at the same time because at that point, now your mental is at stake because you're suppressing so many different thoughts and so many different emotions and feelings that when that pressure busts,
Mm-hmm.
you're capable of anything.
Right.
Any
Yeah.
and you don't want to harm yourself, you don't want to harm nobody else, but you mostly don't want to hurt yourself. And so I understand where it's like when you have to bury a child and when you've been through so many different traumatic issues, to just talk about it may be hard, but that's the best thing that you can do because not talking about it is only going to make the situation worse.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. You ladies hitting the nail with the hammer with that, and just releasing and bringing up the words, just trying to be strong for no reason at all, because what we think are big reasons, when we release, we're like, no, we need to be strong for us first so that we can be strong for others. When it comes to self-care, and you ask women many times, well, what do you do for self-care? They may say, oh, I went to get my nails done, or I don't care about self-care, or I got too many people to worry about to have to focus on those type of things. Let's get into, I don't know if you ladies value self-care, but what is one or two self-care things that you have taken on since going through that trial that's a priority for you to keep your mental health stable and in place and your peace?
Ooh, let me see. That's a good question because now I still don't find myself doing self-care as much as I should, but I have come up with a plan now that for my birthday for every year since I turned 40 last year, that I will go away for my birthday. I gotta be mommy every other day, but that weekend, I'm gonna take to myself. So even if it's just that 1 week in a year, at least I get that moment to relax, release. I don't gotta worry about mommy being called 50,000 times, nothing. So
Yeah.
that's something that women should try to do. I understand sometimes you don't have a babysitter. Sometimes you gotta just take them kids with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at least try to give yourself a moment at night when the kids are asleep or anything like that. When you can grab that moment, I'll drive,
Yeah.
put my music on, and hit the highway. Anything. It be the smallest things that can help your mental that you won't believe.
I love that. And she's right. I planned a mommy day 10 years ago. I still haven't got it, but it's still on the list. It's going to
Right.
happen one day. I put on the calendar for last week. Still didn't happen. But I put it there for in August, and we're going to take it, just like you said. It may be 2 hours, but we're going to
Right.
have to do something to care for ourselves. And for me, I began writing. It was therapeutic, and I wrote my first book, but I began to write novels. And my main character, I let her feel what I felt. I let her say what I wanted to say but didn't say. And
Mm.
so I began to use my characters as an expression of me. And she's sharp, she's witty, she says what she wants. I've never been that type of person, but I wanted to be. So I let her speak for me in my books and my novels. And so I took up writing and I took up coloring. And my husband said something to me last week because he's going through a real hard health challenge right now. And after the loss of the baby, and while I was recuperating, I started coloring, and I couldn't stop. And I figured out, oh, I got to finish something. When I was coloring and I had to finish the picture, I couldn't put it down until I was done. And I've been a crisis mental health caseworker. So I had to diagnose myself. You need to finish something. You feel like you didn't finish holding a child, a live child. So you want to finish something. And when I started coloring a few weeks ago, when he was in the hospital for 3 weeks, I said, uh-oh. He said, oh, Lord, you done brought out the markers. I said, child, let me color. This is really, I mean, I was going at it right in the hospital for weeks and weeks, but it was therapy for me. I,
Yeah.
and that helps me. So I'm going to say writing and coloring, as weird as it sounds.
Yeah, and I just want to make sure you women take that in, because that's very important to just do that self-care every day. Do something, because I don't know. I believe it was you, Danielle, that brought up you go through so much, you might hurt someone else or hurt yourself. And that's what happens when we see people on the news and they just lost it, and you're like, oh my God, I never would have thought that. It's because life just kept triggering them and poking them, and as you keep poking, it's like, I'm going to go off. So you have to do those. What I want, my next question is, let's speak to the women, and I had it right here. I had a big question I wanted to ask. If someone is watching and has begun to believe that their trauma has stolen their purpose or that God has forgotten them, what message of hope and encouragement would you leave them with today?
Trust the process.
Mm.
Trust the process. Because everything happens for a reason. It's either going to build you, it's either going to make you look at yourself and deal with what's going on within you, or it's going to make you the best version of yourself. So trust the process.
Yeah, people don't like to hear that. When you're going through something, you don't like to hear somebody tell you to trust the process or there's a reason behind it. Or and many times when we don't trust the process, we panic and we go left when we supposed to go right. That's deep. Trust the process. Because just going back to your story of enjoying your friends, and then that day happened, and then you trusting, you, like you said, not trusting your gut and going out with this guy. If you would have trusted the process of not going with that guy, and then if you would have just said, hey, I'm going to, let this continue to happen, we wouldn't have got to where we are on today.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always, I say that when you said that, it was just like speaking to me, like trust the process, because we don't like trusting it.
Right.
It don't feel good. You get lonely in the process. One question I forgot to ask you, Danielle, that I wanted to ask: do you still hang out with the same people?
Mm-mm. Nope. I changed. I'd rather be in the house. I don't like to be seen anymore. I don't care to be seen anymore. So even like me coming out with the book and actually knowing that I have to be seen It's like, okay, this is a different way of being seen.
Mm.
Instead of being outside, being in the it crowd, now I can do my own thing and take my own lane, the lane that should have originally taken. But you got to go through some things to get where you got to go where you're supposed to be going.
Yeah.
I
Going
wouldn't
through
have
it.
the testimony if I did this years ago. I wouldn't have the mindset. I wouldn't have the strength because I'm fearful. I'll do some stuff, but I also stuff. I have a lot of fear, and so to overcome the fears, to be able to speak, to be able to tell my testimony, to be able to show up and be present, it's a lot.
Yeah.
But I know I could do this. Now I know that this is my lane and that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Do it with confidence. Walk in that room knowing that you belong in the room, because the main thing you said is you know which lane you're supposed to be in and where you're supposed to go. And switching over to you, Harriet, when Danielle was saying, I think what she was saying is PTSD, or anxiety, which was something Harriet said that she had dealt with after her situation, but then just facing it and just saying, this is who I am, when she spoke on not wearing the makeup. So what is your response, Harriet, to the woman that's holding in that trauma and feeling like she's no good because of what she's been through and her purpose is denied to her now?
Right. I would say that's what happened to you, but that's not who you are. You're not the trauma. The trauma is an event that happened and it shaped you. It either made you bitter or you can allow it to make you better. But nothing that you've been through has been wasted. No trauma, no experience, no matter how ugly, has been wasted. You can take all that trauma, that pain, use it to help somebody else. Use it to help steer someone who you see maybe going in the same direction. You've been there and done that. So you actually know how to help others. And something that helps
Mhm.
me realize life isn't all about me. Yeah, I've been through it, but I went through this. Okay, it happened to me, but now I can turn around and help somebody else, either that is going through it or maybe someone that has had a loved one to go through it. And sometimes we just don't know how to handle stuff. You just don't know how to handle it. So someone
Mhm.
has been through it can at least help you a little bit. Say, I may not have all the answers, but I got at least 1 or 200 that's going to help you deal with this situation. That is what helped me realize, hey, you know what? I can take all this and help somebody else. And I
Mhm.
started a girls group at our church at that time. We had a little girl that came. She gained weight, she stopped talking. Everything I had just come through, she was doing the exact same thing. I knew this girl's been essayed. I was able now to identify other victims when I got involved and realized that's exactly what happened. And I said, okay. And we was able to help each other through it. We helped her through it and all that. Of course, law enforcement was involved. But the thing was, if I hadn't been through what I went through, I would not have been able to identify that in another young lady. And then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna use this to help build and not let it make me bitter.
Yes, yes. Don't let it bury you either. I remember that. Don't
Yep.
let it bury you.
Yeah.
And and I know people are like, wow, they speak with so much confidence and this strength, not understanding that they have that same strength in them. But you have to first acknowledge that you went through that for a reason. Look at that little girl that you just mentioned, who family might be around her every day, her own siblings or mother or aunts, and they haven't been through that situation, so they can't acknowledge. But you can look and say, something's not right,
Hmm.
and God forbid the person that's doing it is right there with them, because you'll be able to pick up, oh, this is the person that's assaulting her, this
Right.
is the person that's doing that to her, from her response to them and their reaction. So as Danielle said, I'm pretty sure she didn't wake up that morning and say, I'm gonna jump in the car at the Applebee's. This is exactly what I want to happen. I'm trying to go through a car accident, flip 7 times, go through the roof, and then end up in a field. you didn't plan for that. But when you come out, the beauty of just this new person, it's like a rebirthing. And
Exactly.
I
Yes.
don't know if the Bible says it. Help me out, Harriet. If the Bible says it, but it speaks something, if it's a scripture and you know it, anybody, Danielle, you know it, tell me. I'm just gonna quote. I might have just heard it on the internet. But there is something about you have to go through the remaking and the rebirthing of who you are to get to this other person. Like you go into the ground and you come back up this
Right.
beautiful
Mhm.
person. Even if we don't know the scripture, we know that word right there. You go
Right.
through to get to, and testimonies matter so much. So we get ready to end this show on today. Do you ladies want to say any final thoughts before we go? I'm going to pop you on the screen by yourself. You get this is your elevator pitch for your websites, your social medias. You got events coming up. Um, just let them know what it is that they do, that you do, that they can hire you for. You got 60 seconds to do what you do. I'm going to pop you on first, Harriet.
Okay.
And here we go.
Well, just to let y'all know, it's like according to the Bible, like a wheat, a corn goes in the ground and it dies, but
Mhm.
it's able to come back. But part of it has to die first so that it can be come back and be a whole lot of different wheat stalks. And so I feel like when we go through things, part of us does die. That old part of us dies. Who we were before dies, and it's like you grieve for who you used to be, but consider who you are now, stronger, better, more knowledge, more wisdom. So you cannot lose in life. And that's what I want to tell our audience. You cannot lose in life if you stay, to me, if you stay with God, you stay focused, you are built to last. You are stronger than what you think you are. And so anytime you fall, oh yes, it hurt. Yes, it's terrible, but don't stay buried. As long as you got hope, you cannot lose. And so you can go to my website, send me a message. I love to come and talk and assist or whatever I need to do. I just want to be a light to someone. You can find my books on my website, self help and novels. I got a new novel coming out. I'm so excited. Maybe when I tell you this woman been through some stuff and she came through it. The Winter Storm is great. I also wrote I'm again screenwriting now, so hopefully we'll get some movies out of this. But y'all, if I had not went through that first tragedy, I wouldn't have anything to tell you today, and I'm glad I made it.
Amen, amen. Come on, Danielle. We popping you on next.
So, if you don't take anything else from today, never let your past define you. Your past is not who you are. You are bigger than any situation you face. As long as you have your faith and your spirituality, you will be able to get through anything. When I say anything, anything. You never fold on yourself. Always show up for yourself, even when you don't want to, because only you're going to be able to save you. Won't nobody else be able to save you, but you can save you. So never fold, never put yourself on the back burner for no one. Always show up for yourself. And I'm getting ready to start working on part 2 of my book. But you can find it now on Amazon under Grace After the Wreck. It's under spirituality. Or you can DM me on Facebook. My Facebook page is Alexis Battle. I do sign copies. Um, if you need any speaking engagements, you like my conversation, please feel free to reach out to me. Um, but I thank you for having me. I enjoyed y'all. And just, if anything, if you don't take nothing else from tonight, like Harriet said, you are stronger than you think you are. You just have to believe in yourself. Never, never walk away from your intuition. Always listen to your intuition because it's 9 out of 10 going to be right. So thank y'all, and y'all have a great evening.
Was good. That was good. Let me add us back all to the stage. One thing I would say about the Stub Show, and what I feel and know about what's happening now. It was Miss Battle. I'm gonna call you Miss Battle right now. with the promo stuff. And she was like, well, if we have to, we can schedule it for another time. And I was like, get it. Once I seen the email said, well, I can get you the promo stuff, or, I just needed a picture and a bio that I was going to recreate anyways. You send me that today. I want you on the show. And she sent the information and I got it up to put it on the show. And I had already had Harriette up and she was like, hey, the week before, I need the information. And I was like, hold on, we're going to get it to you. And I always say the real promotions start after the interview, because what I'm learning is people catch us live, but the replays and the clips that I break up is what really, gets the people viewing, and they repost and reshare those. So I just want to say, on your social media platforms and your websites and whatever it is that you're getting ready to do, the Stub Show, our goal is to connect you with as many people as we can to get ready to do what you need to do. How long ago, Harriette, has it been since your situation occurred?
Goodness, it's been over 20 years.
You said 20?
It's like about 20 years.
Okay. And yours is 3 years, Danielle?
Yes.
And I've been through some stuff, and mine was like 15 years ago, over 10. So you on with some vets, and we thank you for coming on and sharing. And I hope that you connect with Harriette so that you guys can be one another's strength. And not only that, now you guys have a bond because I know you're fresh in 3 years, and you might do some speaking gigs coming up. You're gonna need to take your tissue. Whereas me and Harriette may come in and we like, wait up, we on it like this because we got those years. But I want to encourage you both to keep going. And after tonight, I'm going to be resharing and repurposing. You do the same because there's so much in you, especially that essay situation. So many people are hiding that in. So to open up about that, you can break generational, what is they call it? Generational curses and things and chains that's on families. So I thank you for opening up about that and putting it in your book and allowing people to DM you. And Danielle, you talking about, your car accident and how it broke you down, and then having a part 2. But I bet you the lock-in, if y'all want to send me a book, just send me one. But I bet you the lock-in is that first part when you're talking about how life was before, what led up to that. So keep sharing your story. I thank you, ladies, for coming on. It was an honor to have you. I know we were supposed to stay in one way. We done went down the road another one.
That's how it happens sometimes.
I told y'all one thing, sent you one thing, and now we done went all these different directions, but we came back together. And I love this group discussion thing, and it came up so well. And I thank you, ladies, for encouraging my audience. I can't wait to break these clips down.
Oh, thank you. I'm excited.
Yes, thank you. I'm excited too.
Yeah, so I look forward to what's going on. You ladies have any community events or events coming up, make sure you inbox them and share them with me, DM, so I can put them out to the audience. You ladies continue to have a blessed day, and the Stuff Show is here. I don't want you ladies to go through no other traumatic trials, but if you got one you want to share, just inbox me.
Yeah, we both had enough for a lifetime.
That's okay. I'm all right. Thank you.
Listen, let me tell you, if you wouldn't have shared it, you would have went through some more. It's like sometimes God be like, "Oh, you don't want to share it? I'm gonna put this
okay.
on you.
Yep.
I'm gonna put this on you." Everybody talking about it's the devil. No, sometimes it's God making things more stressful because He's trying to push you out or get you to share or get you to change. What you say?
Stretch you.
Yep, that's the word.
I bet you weren't talking about stretch a few decades, several years.
Listen, you talking to somebody that wouldn't even step foot in the church. Now I be like, if I don't go to church on Sunday, my life is incomplete.
Yeah.
I got to be filled up every Sunday because the enemy come in many shapes, forms, and fashions.
Oh, yeah.
That's why now you got your new connection. Keep that connection going. Keep that connection going with that sister right there. She definitely can encourage you in the spirit and in the Lord. I thank you, ladies. You have a blessed day.
Yes, you too. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my God, tonight's show was amazing. I am so thankful to have those ladies on to just share this story. Remember, life is a journey. It's a process. When we were younger, we heard older people say, "Don't rush it. Don't go too fast. Go slow." And you was like, "I can't wait to get 18." Then it was 21, and then maybe 30, and then after that, you wanted to just slow down. But as those after the 21st birthday, things just kept pushing and kept moving along, and life just happens. But you got to take in, like Harriette said, those gut feelings. Stop denying them. That's your spirit. We call it the gut, but that's your spirit whispering to you. And sometimes it get louder, and sometimes God pushes us through the process to get us to something else, and we don't want to accept it. And sometimes you want to go faster, and you hear your gut telling you to slow down, stay where you are. Sometimes you just need to personally sit still, acknowledge what's going on, take account of what has happened, do a self-evaluation of yourself, sit still for a while, and then write out some things, journal some things, think about some things, listen to some things instead of just speaking and acting, because our emotions would get us into a lot of stuff. Ladies, you heard what Harriette said. Those red flags just went right out the window. They were gone. But she seen them. Danielle, red flags. She knew, hey, I should stop. But I'm gonna keep numbing. And what happened? But guess what? No matter what happened to them, it had to happen, because look where they are today. For their situation, it just had to happen. And that's the same for you. So you guys, make sure you connect with my special guest. Make sure you guys tune in this weekend. This Wednesday, I'll be having an exclusive interview. This author is going to be on. I love when I think I got another signed copy. He's going to be on, and he's going to be talking about freedom written. He's going to be talking about how prison couldn't hold him back. And he has another good story to tell. So you guys don't want to miss that. That's releasing on Wednesday at 7 p.m. But I'm getting ready to go, you guys. I am sweating up in here. I had to cut the air off so y'all wouldn't hear. Also, let me plug my girl, Tina G. Make sure y'all check out Talks with Tina G podcast. That's my girl. The universe heard me. The air cutting on. Look at that. What the ladies was talking about tonight. They put it out there and it just started happening. Thank you, God, for the air. But you guys continue to check in with me weekly. On Saturday mornings at 9 a.m., you can catch replays of the Stub Show on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. I'm getting ready to go. You know what? While I talk a little bit more, let me see if I can scroll through and find a video for you guys to check out, because what is this video? Oh, we played that one. I told you guys to give me some. Oh, you know what? I had the DC vibe since the summertime. I came across this video on YouTube, and it's actually the DC Vibe Band live at the DMV summer kickoff. I don't know why y'all don't tell me more about these summer kickoff events so I could be there live for the Stub Show. But I would love to come. So make sure you guys DM me so I could come out to your events. Which reminds me, hold up really quick. Oh my gosh, if I could find this. I have one more thing that I wanted to bring up, if it allows me, and it's not. Oh, let me see if I can read it out loud. But I wanted you guys to know about this upcoming event happening in Maryland on this weekend, and I told him that I would announce it. So let me see if I can find the flyer. You know what? Just go to the Stub Show. I'll have it up on the Stub Show this week, and it's a healthy event. So you guys make sure it's with eLife, Dr. Baruch. So you guys make sure you check them out. And let me get into this video. I have a video for tonight. This is DC Vibe Band. Y'all know DC, we all about the go-go. I've heard it so much that I just want to hear DJ, but I love go-go live. So let's put this up. You guys, I thank you for joining me. I thank you for being a part of the show. I thank you for cutting down some. Got caught caught up in the crank. I done fast forward and go. Here we go. All right, you guys, thank you for joining me here at the Stub Show. Remember, you can have your music played. Just email us at the lofnetwork@gmail.com. We're getting ready to rock out to a little bit of go-go. I don't know. Some of y'all might show up on this video tonight if you was there. But I found it on YouTube, and I said, let's do the summer kickoff with the vibe band. I got to go. I'll see you guys on Wednesday.